Last time I freaking made one of these screencast videos, I was watching other people's videos, and that got me in trouble, guys. It got my channel fucking banned for 2 weeks. But somehow, after 10 days or something, I remember it was like 8 or 9 days, I was able to start using YouTube again. I don't know what happened. I was joking that I got off on good behavior, but I don't know. They literally told me 2 weeks I'm suspended. Like 8 days later, I'm back. So I don't know. I'll take it. You know what I mean? But basically, man, I'm making this video because I know it's not the end of the freaking year yet, but I'm gonna be out of town literally the next 3 freaking weekends. So I figured there's no climbing I'm gonna do really. I'll probably just be working at home and yeah, just traveling a lot, man. I'm going to Atlanta this weekend. Oh God, next week I'm going visit some family. And the weekend after that, yeah, I'm just freaking, more holidays basically. So really not doing any climbing or anything until January. So I wanted to look back and kind of appreciate my own freaking accomplishments and like as a practice of like gratitude and kind of also just looking back objectively and seeing like how far I've come this year in terms of strength conditioning, in terms of what I've climbed, shit like that. Okay, so we're gonna start with just looking at a fucking playlist. And I'm curious. I don't know how the fuck chat works on this. Okay, chat is there. Excellent. Okay, this is what it comes on here. I'll be able to see them hopefully. Let's see, we're going back 11 freaking months. So yeah, dude, this was fucking sick. I forgot I did this. This is why it's good to look back, man. Turn the fucking volume down though. Dude, so this boulder, man, dude, I climbed this for the first time this year. I wanted to traverse the entire thing. The top out is actually clean now, so we can do some like straight up vertical line climbings. But just for endurance, dude, it was like, man, like a 4 year project to fucking just traverse this entire thing. And I finally did it this year. Um, it wasn't something I like really like grinded on, but literally at least 2 or 3 times a year for the past 4 years I tried this and I couldn't fucking do it until this year. So I was so stoked about that. I totally forgot I did that. I'm wearing the same hoodie. Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, I couldn't even I think the first time I climbed this, I couldn't even get past this part. That was about 4 years ago, and I was starting to dabble in climbing. Okay. Um, Shout out to my buds, Avery and Nico, who were out here with me for a while back then. Yeah, getting to there was like, dude, I wouldn't have fathomed being able to do that move even like 3 years ago. And this next shit, I was literally stuck on this part for so long, and then my friend Caleb figured out this kind of higher beta, which is honestly about as hard, but at least it's not so cramped up. It was taken like there's better holds kind of by my hip. You can kind of see that. And there's really shitty holds I'm hanging on to right now, but the feet are so good. You can kind of lock your hips close to the wall like that. So it ends up being kind of better if your technique is right and your fingers are strong. You don't have to rely too much on like back strength and shit. And right here, I'm so pumped. So I went back to this place, what, 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago? Something like that? I think it was 3 weeks ago. And totally smoked this, by the way. So that was cool to see because I hadn't climbed it since this video, like 11 months ago. So it's nice to see the progress because I'm like so pumped here that I could barely get to like the finish hold I wanted to go to. But yeah, literally 3 weeks ago I did this as a fucking warm up. It was such a fucking breeze. So that's pretty cool to see. Yeah, look, I'm like literally stuck. I'm like, dude, I got one more hold I want to touch with two. I mean, I'm making like a gym problem outside basically. I'm like, I got one more fucking hold. I want to reach. It's like the finish hold, and I got to it, the very fucking end. So that was like 3 minutes under tension, which is quite a while, for like a boulder problem. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Yeah, I'm super psyched I did that. I'm gonna look. What did I call? I think it was like fly butter or something. Is this in this playlist? It must not be. Yeah, I never called this a V4. I thought that was pretty fair. Um, I want to see how freaking long ago this actually was. Yeah, dude, 4 years ago. This was like maybe my second session on this. 20 June 14th, 2020. So probably either late May or early June of 2020 was when I first was fucking with this, and like just this year I did the whole mother loving thing. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, yeah, you can kind of see also the different route I took here. So I ended up going low instead, and I was really just my technique kind of sucked ass back then. So I was relying on my fucking back strength because I was doing tons of like weighted pull-ups and shit just for the hell of it. Look at my knees and my fucking chest. Look how cramped I am. And then I would always fall like one move after this, like off screen, pretty much. So I'm glad I got that better beta to figure that out. Shout out again to Caleb for that. Dude, it's a fucking beta wizard. I don't think he wants to admit it, but he's a sick fuck. He's a fucking sick fuck. What else, dude? I did a lot of shit. I guess 11 months ago. Oh yeah, check this out, dude. I fucking just God, this is also probably like a month ago. I cleaned up this fucking area because it was full of bamboo. You can still have bamboo. You can't even see me climbing hardly. I'm in the little cave portion before doing the slab. I finally cleaned this area and it's nice and open now. Um, and ended up repeating again. It's cool that I'm watching this and I can like see my progress objectively. Uh, because I had a decent amount of trouble doing this problem, even though I only graded like a V3, like an easy V3, like 6A, in the European scale. But I literally did this in tennis shoes a month ago. So again, this was the last time I did it too. So it wasn't like I've been, doing reps on this or something. I've only climbed this twice before. Um, yeah, I fucking smoked this shit in tennis shoes. So again, cool to see the progress. I even think I do like yeah, I'm like resting a lot and shit. I had no idea what I was doing. Kept grabbing moss that was wet. I didn't even have a shock bag with me, like an idiot. I like wedged myself and need to rest a little bit because I'm like, what am I doing? Let me see, it was my friend Caleb and also Taylor were with me, uh, like a month ago or something, and we freaking climbed the right side of this boulder. Um, and that was pretty fun. That was really mossy and kind of sketchy. I think it was probably a little bit harder than what I'm doing here. But I'm not gonna bother grading that or probably even filming it because fuck it. Who cares? You know what I mean? I do. There's another portion that is on the screen here, which you can kind of see on the right. That part is actually somewhat tough, especially because I suck at slab kind of, and all those holds are very slopey, and it's tough. So you have to balance on slopey feet and grab slopey holds, and that's something I'm not used to. But when I go back here, probably in January, uh, hoping to climb that and probably get that on film with my friends. What am I doing, dude? I sucked back then. I can't I can't even figure out this simple top out. I just need to go to the left. For some reason, I'm choosing to go to the right, which is way harder. It all worked out. Fuck yeah, dude. There's just a bunch of other little problems here and there. Oh, there's me showing the beta of the bottom part. Cool little foot wedge move and stuff. Yeah, there's some other problems. Nothing I was too excited about because I was just kind of repeating other people's problems. Um, this was a sick one though. I totally forgot I did this. This is when I started to get into like the fucking endurance kind of boulder problems. No move is ridiculously hard here. Kind of this section here is a little hard. Going up here into that crack is not spectacular, but the feet are so good. It's kind of whatever. This is the hardest move here, I think. Going to that hold. Then cutting the feet and coming over. But it's really just long and pumpy. And you're doing a lot of, roof climbing or whatever you want to call it. So you're in that horizontal position forever and a ton of weight is on your hands. But right here, everything's like a jug. So it's not bad at all. Let's see. Yeah, I'm doing this kind of like a dumbass too. I definitely have probably a better method of doing this now. I want to repeat this in January, and there's going to be a little extension. Or no, sorry, not extension, actually like totally different entry point. So I'll be, oh, let Ricky Joseph was doing stuff, cool. I'll be more to the left inside of the cave, and I've got a bunch of hard moves to do before I end up doing pretty much the rest of that I just did. That'll be pretty fun. Yeah, I forgot I freaking did that. The reason I called it Shock Inspector is because I was out there alone. And like there was some fairly new houses that sprung up, and this fucking lady was like borderline harassing my friends and I. She one time we were leaving the place, and she tried to like stop my two friends that were leaving in their cars, and I was still in my car because I was chilling. I was picking some tunes to play on the ride back home, and I was like eating a fucking, I don't know, like a protein bar or something, Cliff Bar. I don't fucking remember. I was munching on something, and then I see her, this lady in her car, like coming in on my left, and she like blocks me in, right? Because I'm parked to the side, and it's like the woods on my right, and like a rock in front of me, and this bitch like blocks me in, and I'm kind of like finishing my freaking Cliff Bar or whatever, and I'm like looking at her like, what is going on? Roll my window down, and she starts like yapping at me like, who are you? Why are you here? And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, bitch, who the fuck are you? What are you doing right now? You know what I mean? And she had like her kid, she had like a toddler in the back seat. You know what I mean? And I'm like, this bitch is crazy. What if I was some kind of insane or like, a criminal or something? And you know what I mean? Like you think, you know what I mean? And you got your toddler in the back seat. If I was some kind of criminal, like she thought my friends and I were, like, what an idiot. Like, what kind of situation are you putting yourself into? What are you, fucking Batman or something, lady? Obviously, I'm not a criminal, so I just, well, kept chewing my snack, and I was like, giving her a little sign language, like I'm chewing, and I, explained that we were with, like, the university climbing club, which is like a half truth. And she was like, okay, whatever, and we kind of like talked it out. But then a few weeks later, the day that I climbed this, she must have seen my car go into the freaking park again. And this is like an abandoned park, right? It is kind of open to the public. That was a little wishy-washy 11 months ago. Now we have like total like written permission to be there from the park service. So that's great. So anyway, these she calls the cops on me. And I'm like I have my work laptop with me, right? So I'm like doing a little bit of work, it's an easy day, doing a little bit of work, got my Wi-Fi tethered to my freaking phone. And I'm, doing a little bit of climbing, figuring out some moves, getting back to work, chilling. I'm just fucking chilling, dude. And three cops come up to me. I'm just like, whatever. Wave at them. They're like asking me questions. They said they got a call from this lady, you know, and they're like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Just working and climbing." Like, you know what I mean? What do you guys want from me? And they're like, they were pretty nice. They were like, "Well, okay. I mean, we like to hike around here. This place, it's not exactly prohibited to be here." And I was like, "Okay, so I can be here." And they're like, "Yeah, you can be here." And I'm like, "So I can climb here?" And they're like, "Yeah, you can climb here." I'm like, "Okay, is it okay to be parked where I'm parked?" They're like, "Yeah, it is." And so I kept asking these questions to the cops to like so they could affirm that everything I was doing was legal. And it got to the point where they were just like, "All right, man, well, you know, you're good, so have a good one." They like left, and I was like, "That's right, motherfucker. Have a right to be here, bitch." I never heard from that woman again, thankfully. But yeah, with it was cool talking to those cops and like getting verbal permission from the police anyway to be there. But now we got the permission like written from the park service and stuff, and they even to the point where they're even like helping us develop the area and like renting tools and stuff out to us, so it's not a problem at all now. But back then it was like, what the fuck? And one thing the cops did is they were kind of like looking at my stuff and they saw my Ziploc bag full of chalk. And they're like, what is that? And I was like, it's chalk. And they're like, what? And I was like, chalk, like gym chalk for your hands. You guys are at power lift, deadlift, you put chalk in your hands. They're like, oh, okay. But they thought it was like, I literally, they asked me to give it to them. They're like, can we see it? We need to inspect that. And I was like, yeah, sure, inspect my chalk. And so I named the problem Chalk Inspector. Fucking ridiculous. All right, what else we got, man? This is pretty cool stuff too. So this is at Lake Nickel. This is a boulder I cleaned up myself. Tiny, small boulder, but some pretty cool moves here. This is, I think, just maybe an easy V3. It's hard to say, but that's my opinion. So very slight overhang, and it's kind of tough. You have to like shove your feet in these little cracks. So I had to use my thinner shoes to do that because some other shoes are too fat for that. And the top out, it's like a little bit hard, but thankfully I've got the flexibility to put my foot up there all nice and high and then kind of just push myself up with that underhand there. That was a cool little problem to do. I did another one on the right side. Super easy V1. Who gives a fuck? Repeated some problems. Did some more new stuff. I'm not really too excited about Hobgoblin, but it was kind of fun to do that little thing. I went to freaking horse pens. I only filmed one fucking problem, and it was this one. I wish I had a guy. I flashed a V5, which was fucking sick. Didn't get it on film, but this one I did because I knew I was gonna get it. I tried it like once or twice, and I was like, oh, I think I've got like a good beta, which is kind of high foot and mantle beta. But I wish I had filmed more of my trip there. Oh yeah, we got the worm. How could I forget the freaking worm? This is Caleb on the worm, dude. V5. Gotta get out of this cave and then start pulling on these like slopers that have like little fucking sharp pebbles you can put your finger on. And then you just kind of worm yourself up. Then we figured out this other foot bait we can kind of just shuffle up like that. Hell yeah, dude. That was a fun one. And this was kind of the beginnings of having in mind like a longer problem, which is has not been climbed yet. It's going to be a V8. I'm hoping to get the first ascent on it. Maybe Caleb might get it before me, which I'm totally okay with. And then, of course, I get the second ascent of this. Same problem. Who gives a fuck? Oh, yeah. This is the first half of the ultimate. Starts in that crouched position. So you kind of like stand on this little block. And then it's a four point start. I'm kind of bringing the indoor climbing rules outside. So you put like your hands in the same hold your feet are on, and then you go. You start reversing. And I'm going real slow on this, dude. I bet I can smoke this motherfucker right now. How long is this video? It's like a minute and 20 seconds. I bet I could do this shit in like 40 seconds. I would destroy this problem right now. The only hard part is really the very end. Oop, went too far. When you have to get on this little crimp and then cut feet, unless you're tall, of course. And you're on some slopers, but you have that big shelf to rock over. And you kind of just, reach out, grab that pebble, fucking stand up. That's the only hard part, really, which is why I call it a V4. Otherwise, I've been like a 3. The top out stuff. And that's the first half of the ultimate. Now, I mean, shit. That's actually crazy to see. It's another reason why I'm doing this, guys. I'm seeing like, what was 6 months ago? Yeah, 6 months ago. That was hard. 6 months ago, that was difficult for me. Like, I was pumped. Now, dude, I'm doing like freaking so much. Like, I'm almost doing twice that much. You know what I mean? At least like 75% more. So I've got 75% more endurance. And I don't know how to quantify strength gains on the rock, but I've definitely damn near doubled my endurance in 6 months. So, excuse me as I hiccup. That's fucking sick. Hell yeah. See, sometimes I get in my own head and I start feeling bad. I'm like, man, am I making good progress? Like, what am I doing here? Then I look back. It's hard too with stuff like climbing when you're like, every week might be a little different. And you're like, fuck, this was easy last week. You know what I mean? And then there's a little bit of up and down going on. When you look back, half a fucking year, it's like, oh shit, I'm actually damn near twice as strong as I was. So that's fucking cool to see. This is another cool one. I forgot about this too. This too was something, man. I've probably been climbing at Hurricane Creek for like damn near 3 years now. And I wanted to traverse this whole boulder and do a top out. And I finally did it, 6 months ago. So that was fucking sick. The first part, like this shit, man. that cross move to that shitty ass crimp with that shitty ass right foot, and then grabbing onto that fucking shitty ass side pull. Those moves, brutal. But after that, you get like a break pretty much, like showing that crack. You see, I'm shaking on my left hand. Get that fat foot, like literally half a foot in that crack. Um, I'm kind of shocked that I didn't reach shock here. I guess I didn't have the drawstring bag I have now. And then, I'm getting like a real chalk bag finally. It took me 4 years of climbing to get an actual fucking chalk bag. I'm getting one for Christmas. These moves are so cool. I love that cross move. I'm gonna go back for that. Look at that. From the crack, boom. So from arms stretched out, way the fuck over here to like crossing over myself to that freaking thumb press. Such a cool move. And then switching the hand from the thumb press to an undercling and then reaching out far for that pretty decent crimp. And then I got the damn plant in my face as I get that foot over there. Max control the swing. And then freaking dynamic move to the top. Shout out to Josh for filming this. Boom. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, it's a sick ass problem. I want to do like the opposite of this too. So going from right to left. I'm gonna be doing that eventually. Okay, man, I've done some cool shit this year. Oh yeah, then we got the sit starts. Dude, this shit, nobody's doing this shit again. You know why? Because that undercling fucking cracked. We were trying to repeat this somewhat recently, and I think it was Caleb was on it, and it started fucking moving, and we were like, really? This giant hold. I'm used to like little holds crumbling, coming off, but like this giant hold is gonna break? That's insane. So we just left it alone. So we felt it takes a lot of force to pull yourself up with two hands in an undercling position and like a sit start position, especially that spread eagle. Look how fucking wide the legs are. That's a pretty muscular fucking move. But yeah, we we tried to repeat it, and the whole shelf just fucking like moved like an inch. And we're like, what the fuck? So we're just not gonna climb it again, just to preserve the damn boulder. But yeah, this was the sit start. But I guess only Caleb and I did. He got the first ascent of it. Just a straight line from there. Same move as the finish from earlier. I think I did this at the very end of a session. That's why I'm like chilling. Because I've been pumped. Been here for like 2.5 hours probably. And there's that one move again. Pretty smooth that time. But yeah, kind of sad that that's not going to really be a thing in the future. But it is what it is. What's this? Oh yeah, I remember doing this. So there's a problem I think called like shelf on the elf or some kind of dumb shit that somebody made like 10 years ago that goes, it starts in that same start hold but goes to the left. So this goes to the right. Essentially like the last third of the ultimate. Which hopefully it'll get done soon, man. I'm hoping to crush and be consistent in January. I'm not planning on fucking traveling or anything, so. And I think work is gonna be a little bit less busy. I've been busy as fuck at work lately. Been pissing me off. I don't know why I was so unconfident there. I could also smoke this fucking shit. But that V8, boy, that shit ain't happening anytime soon, man. Maybe like, let me see. If I really crush January, let's say January, February. I don't know, man. I once said I would do this shit by November. Now it's December. Still haven't fucking done the damn ultimate yet. But one problem was I hurt my left shoulder a little bit because I was doing this. I'm probably doing it here. I can kind of show you. Let me see. Let me see. It was doing this move. Boom! That like underhand cross. Doing that over and over and over, I like fucked up my left shoulder, so I had to quit practicing on this for a little while. But now that I'm taking almost a whole month off of fucking outdoor bouldering and just doing strength training and shit, I'm already feeling so good in my body. So I think it's gonna destroy this thing. Once once my skin and stuff readapts and my body gets used to doing those exact moves again, I think. I'm hoping, man, like February maybe. Me and at least one other friend will fucking do this whole thing. Fuck yeah, dude. Not bad, man. I've had not a bad year. I'm pretty happy with that, especially like those long ass projects like that long traverse at fucking Bim Rock Garden. It took me like 4 fucking years of going back. Yeah, that's crazy that I finally did that. Anyway, that's about it, guys. Keep crushing out there, dude. Remember, if you get like me, get your own head, you start thinking like, "Fuck, what am I doing? Am I making progress?" Like, just fucking, start filming yourself. You know what I mean? Or start keeping track of your shit in a journal and like date. This date I did this, that day I did that. You know what I mean? Keep track of your shit so that you can go back and like remind yourself, like, okay, this is what I've accomplished so far. You know what I mean? This is where I came from. This is where I'm going. You know what I mean? Just keep yourself fucking locked in. Like I just described that guy, Mr. Locked In or whatever. You gotta stay fucking locked in, dude. Shout out to that guy, by the way. Cool channel, powerlifter. Um, yeah, man, you just gotta keep grinding and get your fucking mind right and look back every now and then. Maybe like once a year, like I'm doing, and just be like, shit, I have done some good shit, and I'm a lot stronger now. You know what I mean? Like again, looking back on the what was it, the semifinal or whatever, that was half the ultimate. I could smoke the shit out of that. I could do it twice as fast right now. You know what I mean? So I'm probably about twice as strong as it was 6 months ago. So that's cool to see because sometimes I wonder. You know what I mean? We almost see that progress session to session sometimes, and you're getting that kind of up and down shit. You gotta get the bigger picture, and it looks like this in the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all take care. Peace out. Have a good one and keep crushing it, dude. You know what I'm saying? Peace.